Mind knows nothing about human, knows nothing about the world, knows nothing about the universe. Mind has no need to know anything. Mind just appears. It is programmed in by life to maintain life. Nothing has to be done. It simply operates. It cooperates. Not from a particular human. It knows nothing about human. It only knows the core of life, of that which it serves. So what is speaking now? What knows? What is speaking as if it knows about these things? It knows about human. It knows about the universe. It knows about how to live a life. Everything is delivered here. These things that we call bodies, the thing that we call nature, the thing that we call planets, Earth, the thing that mind has made up names for, is here. With no names, no identities. Only one name, life. Everything is life. All is life. One is life. Whole is life. So what's taking place? What is speaking? What wants to know? And that's the answer. That what wants to know is not true. That what wants to know is desperate for something else, something other than what it has or it is experiencing. The wanting mind is the desperate mind. All minds at some point in the human body's existence wants something. Wants something, wants nothing. To want is to live your life in desperation, in depression. A depraved mind, depressed, because it's not content, it's not happy. It wants to change things. It's not about greed and power. Only. I wanted to be poor. What's wrong with you right now? I want to be homeless. I want to be employed. I want to be unemployed. I need. I'm not happy. I'm not content. The body is exempt from this. The organs exempt. The brain actually exempt. The brain, the body, these names that we give this thing that we are operating from are operating through that basic mind, that basic, primitive, simple, contented, loving, pure mind. Until it grows arms and legs, it wants to know, it wants to seek, it wants to find out, it wants to investigate, it wants to discover, because it wants information. It wants something other than what it is. It wants to know something other than what it is entitled to know. This ego is the downfall of whatever we are. To say the downfall of humanity is not true, because ego creates the word humanity. Ego creates the word that I am a person. Ego creates the word I will die. Because ego is speaking about itself. It is inevitable that the body will cease to operate. Our senses, the senses of the body, can detect these things. It is intuition. It is natural. It is what we call nature, to know that this body has a time span. We don't need a mind to remind us of what we are and what will take place. This is wisdom, to not depend on intelligence to find out something about nothing. The wanting mind, the needing mind, the desiring mind wants to find God, because it doesn't trust life as it is. Wants to know it's going to be safe and secure. Whatever we are cannot not be safe and secure. But the ego is not safe and secure. It is a temporary thing made by itself, for itself, to pacify itself. It is that needing, desperate, wanting to find something other than what one is. One is not I am. I am is ego. I exist, says ego. Do you need to know? Do you need someone else to tell you? Do you need the words I am to know that you exist in silence? With no eyesight, with no tongue, with no ears, with no touching sensation, with no words. Is it possible for you to say, I exist, without saying the words I exist? Is it possible for you to know anything other than you exist? Ego says you exist separately. You exist separately from nature. You exist separately from the earth. You exist separately from the universe. So how come you're contained within this universe? You are the universe. The universe is you. You are the hills are you. You are I am me. Me is you. That's information wasted on even speaking about this, because life is short for the ego. Life is short for the body. Life is short for the world, because together all three die. All three cease to exist. The world, the body, and the ego go. But the mind, the real mind that you are, that self, that spirit, that connection that has never been disconnected through this umbilical cord within, rebounding you in billions of places at the same time, thinking through a time ego mind that the clock is ticking. This life will soon be up. The next one will come. I know that. But the ego wants to know why. Who, where will it come as? Because the ego is desperate to know. The ego is not content. The ego is not happy. The ego will continue to look, seek, until it finds the mirror it looks for, to see that, wow, I didn't exist in the first place. None of this is taking place as ego. Everything is taking place as God, as one, as consciousness. Are you desperate? Do you need to know what time it is? Do you need to know how long you have in this body? Do you need to know anything? Or are you simply here?